Well, hello there. Coming to you from my workshop, meaning my dining room area. And I can't remember if I've ever talked to my Hallmark people about the fact that I have like 8 billion Marvel figurines in various parts of my house because, first of all, love Marvel. So does my kid. Second of all, my ex husband loves to go to thrift stores and is compelled to pick up a Marvel figurine pretty much whenever he sees them. Therefore, and thusly, and he doesn't have room for them, so I inherit them. He sells some things on eBay, and then the things that that he thinks I would like, they come here. And at some point, I think I'll have them more organized than just being on a random bookshelf because, frankly, this bookshelf has been in the same place for 6 years and it's just time for a change. And why am I telling you all of this? Just in case you're like, why are there a bunch of Marvel in the background? So that's why. Anyway, okay, so it's already January 28th and I haven't talked about a Hallmark anything since the last Hallmark Christmas movie. So I think I did the last review like on Christmas. Because I knew in January what we were going to have coming up were more Weddingville movies. And I've already talked to you, if you watch my stuff, you know that like I watched 1.25 Weddingville movies last year. Which at some point I watched the Lacey one and I liked it. I started the Autumn Reeser one. It was fine, but I never finished it because, life, other TV shows, whatever. And then never started the one with, oh my God, why am I blanking on her name? Victor Webster and Allison Sweeney. So, maybe at some point I'm going to go watch them and then I'll watch the other Weddingvilles. I actually watched 10 minutes of the new Weddingville just to say that I did because I really felt like madly in love with Victor Webster watching Cookie Catastrophe. So now I kind of feel like I need to go back and give it a chance. But I also feel like because it's a series, I got to watch everything. So I don't know when I'm going to have the time. I do have a vacation coming up in February. So you know what? I'm going to say right now, say it. I'm going to say it now. I'm going to say it here. Assuming that I stay with my plans to staycation, I am going to attempt to watch all of the Weddingville movies, and I think I'll do like one big review for them. And I'm not going to watch the Lacey one again because life is too short to rewatch something that I have watched that was just, fine. So I think I'm going to do that. Wow, 3 minutes and I haven't even gotten to the thing that I was going to talk about. So, but I also do want to say that there is an Eloise Mumford movie coming up. I believe it's next week. So I will 1,000,000% be there for that because I love her. And I can't remember what it is that's coming on tonight, but I feel like there's something this weekend that has to do with snow, skiing. Oh, and it has the guy from the movie at Christmas that I actually didn't mind, where he's the bodyguard for the singer. And he's also in the Ruby Herring Mysteries, and his beard bothers me, but I actually wound up liking him okay in spite of that. But so maybe I'll check that one out. I can't remember who the female lead is in that. But anyway, I'm here to talk about The Way Home. Wondering if anybody's watching it. Number one, I know somebody's watching it because I've seen some people in my feed talking about it. And so let me just lead with the good part. The good part is that my kid, who does not watch Hallmark with me and usually just, roast me about it, came in while I was watching the second episode. And because of the mystery element, kind of sort of thing, for the lack of a better way to describe it, that's involved, my kid was like, I looked over and I was like, you're going to watch this with me. You're going to want to watch this next time. And kid was like, yeah. So that's the good part, is that we both want to watch it again, right? Because we want to see what's going to happen. So that in itself means that there's something good going on there. I do like it. I want to like it more because I do love Andie MacDowell, and I go way back to like Four Weddings and a Funeral, Green Card with Gerard Depardieu. Love Andy McDowell. I've never thought that Andy McDowell is like, there's something about Andy McDowell where I sometimes feel like, and maybe this is just her style, but that it's like she's not the best actress, but she is just Andy McDowell, and that's just how she is. And I don't know how to explain it other than that. And so I'm struggling at times with the fact that they decided to make her from the South. Like, why? Why did you have to why did you need to give Andy McDowell like an accent? I think that that was to make this like more, um, I don't know, like for the character that she's playing is like there's a lot of drama and trauma involved. I guess I should set up what the deal is, but I feel like they maybe feel like that accent adds to the drama or the angst or something, makes it more dramatic or something. But then I feel like uh, we didn't need it, number one. Number two, sometimes I feel like it's hard for her to hold on to. But number three, I think it's supposed to probably be faint because she's lived in Canada, because I think this is in Canada, if I'm remembering correctly, for 40 years or something, because, that's where her husband's family is from. Because they're, okay, so I love also Chyler. Is it Chyler Lay? Is it Kyler Lay? I don't know. I'm going to have to look up how to pronounce that, see if I can find where to pronounce it. I love her too. She's from Window Wonderland. She's on, actually was just watching her last night because I was finishing up the Arrowverse crossover of Crisis on Infinity Earths, and she's Supergirl's sister on that show, on Supergirl. And I really, really, really like her a lot. And so what the setup is that Chyler's daughter, who's basically the focus is these three generations of women, right? And Chyler's daughter is at school and not very happy and pulls a fire alarm, and the school's like, you're out because you keep like messing stuff up. So, and presumably this is maybe her being troubled over the fact that her parents are separated and stuff. And then her mom loses her job, Chyler. And so they're like, she's like, and then she gets a letter from Andy McDowell that says basically like, why don't you come home? So they've been estranged. We learn all of this very early on. This is not a spoiler. They've been estranged, and we know early on also that her brother passed away when he was a kid, and that her dad has passed away at some point. And so she comes home and feels like her mom has like erased the house of like all of their memories and stuff like that. So it seems like, I don't know if that was the reason for the estrangement. Like I'm not sure I know if how much time Andy McDowell has actually spent with her granddaughter, I guess is my question, because I can't tell if there was much visiting or if something happened that they just basically, maybe all the trauma sort of just like broke them apart, and they really haven't. I feel like Chyler hadn't been home in years. So so that was my first question was, well, I guess it isn't really a question, because if you're estranged, you're estranged. But again, I couldn't tell. It didn't seem like Andy McDowell had never met her granddaughter. But yeah. Anyway, I was a little fuzzy on that. But anyway, so they go back home, and of course, it's like, it's tense because the relationship between Chyler and her daughter is tense because of, the fact that the parents are separated and that she's going through it, and just being a teenager is like really hard. Like, I can tell you, as a teenager, being a teenager is really hard. And so that's that's the setup. But then into this setup, which again, this is not a spoiler, because if you've seen the commercial, this is not a spoiler. There's a pond on their property, and when, I'm completely blanking on the girl's name this whole time, but Alice goes to this pond, goes into the pond, and basically comes back out of the pond, but she's like, back in the past with her mom, when her mom was like a teenager, and, younger Andy McDowell and mom's brother and dad are still alive. So we don't really know exactly what happened to her brother. So that's part of the mystery element that's going on right here. The way that time travel is working in this show is what is like, um, I love time travel. Back to the Future is like possibly my favorite movie of all time. You tell me that something's going to have time travel in it, and I'm like immediately, I'm in. I'm in. So, but it's confusing me because I can't explain to you why it's confusing me without giving away anymore. And I don't want to give away anymore. But the way that it is working, as far as we see when Alice travels back to the past, but there are people in the future that already knew that it happened, I guess, because it did happen in the past, but then we're just seeing it happen. So, like, I'm used to, like, um, let's picture Marty McFly, for example. Like, I don't know if that's going to be a good example, actually, now, because, okay, at the end of the day, time travel is confusing, and I'm not smart enough to wrap my head around it or the logistics of it. I just know that one of the things that is was throwing me was me wondering about time travel, and not the mechanics of it, but like the logistics, the ramifications of it, and things like that. I'll just leave it at that. So, if you're not worried about that, as far as the drama of the show and the relationships and stuff, um, Andy McDowell has a friend who like acts super bitter about the fact that her daughter and her granddaughter are back in town, and I don't really understand this character at all yet. So I'm very curious to know what her deal is, because I know she's encouraging Andy McDowell to like move on and live, and that's part of this is about, is like getting through things and moving on and not being stuck in them and stuff like that. But at the same time, that feels cold blooded if you haven't seen your granddaughter in like a really long time, or ever, because again, I can't tell. Um, or your daughter, it would seem like as a friend, you would like encourage her to, you know, have them be part of your life and move on and stuff. So that's a little weird for me. Um, I really like the guy who plays Andy's friend. He's the main dude in the show who'll probably be a love interest, because you can tell it really likes her, but then she wound up going, meeting Alice's dad and having Alice. Um, yeah, so I mean, as far as the drama show, it's fine. Like I don't really feel like I have to. I feel like the drama part of it is kind of a bit of a laundry folder. There are parts that are genuinely very touching, because I obviously understand the complications being a mother, and I had a mother, and I get, like, I appreciate those dynamics, and I appreciate that they're trying to um, demonstrate how complicated that stuff could be, and I like the idea of healing and things like that, and uh, yeah, and because I love Andy and Chyler so much, again, you guys are going to be like, but you just said that Andy McDowell was a bad actress. And I'm not really saying she's a bad actress. I'm just saying that sometimes her style takes me out for a minute, and I think here's Andy McDowell acting, but I still love her. So do with that what you will. um, anyway, so I don't know. If you like time travel and you like, I mean, I guess you should watch it, because my kid wants to watch it next week. So I guess that's how I'm going to end this. I can't believe it's almost 15 minutes. My God, I'm going to say you should go ahead and check it out, because it made my non-Hallmark child want to watch it next week. So I'll be watching it next week, and at some point I'll come back. I don't know that I'll do it like every week. Maybe I'll watch another couple episodes and check in and see what I'm thinking about it, or just finish the series. I don't know. I don't know how many episodes there are. I'll go look that up and stuff. But if you're watching it, let me know what you think. And as always, thanks for listening. This is like a lot of words, and I just rambled on and on. Guys, I only have like this much of my coffee. So like, no wonder I can't get my thoughts together. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was just kind of like, I really want to talk about this right now. So I went ahead and did it. But a lot of you who watch this know that you should just put me on, and then like you know, fold your laundry or go clean a toilet or something, so you don't really have to pay attention. It's just like I'm at your house just hanging out with you while you clean. So anyway, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.